Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Navneet Kumar. I am a student of Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, and today this video is on the topic OS process scheduling methods. This video is on the subject operating systems, and today we are going to learn about scheduling methods in operating systems. So yeah, let's dive into the video. So we'll go with introduction of what is process scheduling methods in operating system. So process scheduling is a very crucial aspect of operating systems. Here what it involves is key we have to select how the next process should run on the CPU, right? So like if I have four process, how each process should execute between, right? So this is how I'll decide it using various scheduling methods. Okay, so there exist numerous scheduling methods, okay, to optimize the system performance. So first we are going to learn about first come first served scheduling. This is a very famous scheduling, and we have a saying also, the first bird gets the worm, right? So it's basically saying us that the first process which enters the ready queue, that is the process which will be executed first completely. Like no other process will disturb it when it is being executed. So processes are executed in the order they arrive in the ready queue, and FCFS is the simplest scheduling algorithm. Like you can understand it very easily. Like the process which is entering, it will be executed and it will go, and concurrently the next process which is coming, it will be executing. And but it can lead to long waiting time for the process further down the queue, because other process they'll keep waiting. So like understand, if the process is taking for waiting time around 5 seconds and then it is executing for 10 seconds, so other process they have to wait for 15 seconds. So this is what the problem is. Next thing we have is shortest job first scheduling. We also call it as shortest job next scheduling. I got this picture. So what it does is it will select the process with the shortest burst time. What is burst time? Burst time is basically the amount of time which is required by the process to be executed completely, right? So what is the benefit of shortest job first? It will minimize the average time for the process, okay? But what is the negativity, or what is the disadvantage? It can lead to starvation for longer processes. Like basically if a process is having around 10 seconds, even if the process is the first process, it will have to wait completely until unless other processes are executed, right? So first we have to understand that there are two types of scheduling: non-preemptive and preemptive. In non-preemptive, once the CPU is doing this process, no other process can come inside the queue, right? So this is what non-preemptive is. In preemptive, what is happening is if one particular process is running, it can temporarily stop and another process can enter inside the queue and it can start executing. So that is preemptive. So for SJF we have both, one is non-preemptive and one is preemptive. So here what happens, the process will execute without any interruption, and in preemptive it will we call it SRTF, shortest remaining time first, which is a preemptive shortage of SJF. Here it will the other process can enter and it can start executing depending on the remaining time of the process. So SJN or SJF is optimal and gives minimum average time waiting time for the given process. It will give you a minimum average waiting time. Next process is round robin scheduling. Here what happens is it will fix a time slice to each process in a circular manner, right? So if we are giving around 2 seconds, so each process will run for 2 seconds, and it depends on how they enter the ready queue and how they will be executed. It totally depends on the ready queue. So here what happens, it ensures the fairness by allowing each process to run for a specified time. So here time slices should be chosen carefully, because we have to balance the responsiveness and overhead. We should not overlook these two conditions. But round robin is very good for executing multiple processes at a particular time without wasting any uh, resource, and making sure that fairness is there. Next process which we have is priority scheduling. Priority scheduling, why it is important? We all have different priorities in life, right? Some wants to study, some are focused on business. Here what happens in priority, when we are talking about operating systems, We all know that in printer should given more priority than if you're playing some games or listening to song. Printer should get more priority because you can stop your songs for 5 seconds, but you cannot delay this printing thing. So printers are given more priority when we are doing the execution or the process is being executed on the back end of the system, right? So this is done using priority scheduling. Here what happens ki it will schedule some priorities, or basically assign priorities to the processes, and here processes with the higher priorities are executed first. But the problem is it will lead to starvation of lower priority processes if not implemented carefully. Here also we have two types of priorities: preemptive, non-preemptive. Preemptive, other process can interfere, or the current process can temporarily stop and other process will start executing. Non-preemptive, no other process will disturb, only the process which is entering will be executed completely, then only the next process will enter. So this is two type of priority. And now we have to compare of scheduling methods, how it is there. So each scheduling method has its strength and weaknesses. The choice of scheduling algorithm depends on the system requirements and workload characteristic, right? Some system require this, some system require this, so we have to basically see what are the requirements and characteristics of the workload. Depending on that, we go with the scheduling method. So it is important to consider factors like fairness, efficiency, and responsiveness, right? Next we have factors which are influencing scheduling decisions. What are the factors which are affecting the scheduling? Okay, so I have actually this diagram which says the different factors, which is internal and external, finishing, good invention, consumer. Yeah, these are some of the basics thing. Another thing which matters is that CPU burst time and arrival pattern. When the process is arriving, what is the CPU burst time of it? System requirements like response time, how responsive the process is, throughput, fairness, and some hardware constraints like number of processors and memory availability, right? So these are some of the factors which are influencing the scheduling decisions. Not only that, it is also facing multiple challenges in process scheduling. Like as engineer, we are facing multiple process scheduling challenges, right? You can see this distributive, it should be informative, it should be interpersonal, it should be, right? So basically here in process scheduling, what are we problems we are facing? Balancing between fairness and efficiency, right? Like either it should be fair and efficient, or both. It cannot be like we cannot let the other process starve for the execution, right? So we should avoid that. So avoiding starvation and prioritizing, if we are going with the printer, if we don't prioritize the printer will keep waiting, because the songs and gaming thing will keep going till for hours or minutes. So we should always priority what is more important. So with the help of prioritizing critical processes, it will be helpful. And we should adapt to the workload condition and system priorities. This is one of the main important part. Next thing we have is real world examples of scheduling methods. So Linux is a combination of scheduling algorithms like CFS, OI, scheduler. Windows uses a priority based scheduling algorithm with real time support. Cloud computing system employs scheduling algorithms depending on the optimizing of resource allocation, right? So that is why scheduling method is important. What is the conclusion? Process scheduling is a critical component of operating systems, because with the help of this we can understand how the process is being executed and control the way how it of execution, right? So different scheduling methods offer a variety of ways to manage the process execution, right? We know that we decide how it is done, right? So choosing the right scheduling algorithm is essential for optimizing system performance, right guys? It is very important. So with this, I would like to thank you guys for staying with me till the end. If you like the video, please give it a like, share, subscribe, and if you have any queries, please comment down on the comment box. I'll reply to you guys. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Have a good day.